All right, for the last of the color ones, we are going to be doing complementary blending. This one's kind of the toughest and the trickiest. I don't want to really say it's tough, but it's not something that you would normally see. It's not really pretty, okay? Complementary colors, if you remember, are colors that are not side by side, sorry. Complementary colors are across from each other on the color wheel. So you've got your color wheel, and you've got, let's just do the basic 6. All right, so if this were blue, across from blue is orange. So all the way across this way, okay? Purple and yellow, and then violet, sorry, I got an extra one there. Violet and yellow. Sorry, purple and yellow, yes. Orange, blue, red and green, sorry. Woo, forgot about all those. So red and green, purple and yellow, or orange and blue. So you need to get one of those sets of color. You're just going to need 2 colors for this one. It's a little bit different. Again, you should start overlapping at this point. You can see where this overlapped over the top of there. So I'll go ahead and go over here. I'm going to do orange and blue. So here's the trick number 1. Again, we always want to start out with our lightest color. So the lightest between orange and blue is orange. Okay, I think most of you guys will be able to figure those out. The hardest one is green and red. Really, you can do either one on that one. They're about the same. I'd probably say red is a little bit lighter. All right, so damp brush again. Get it cleaned out. I'm going to start with the orange. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this. Again, if the paint seems really thick, water it down a little, not too much, not too much. All right, so I'm going to actually go about 3/4 of the way up on this one. So let me get my bigger brush for this. We still want to be careful. We're not in a hurry. We want to get this as nice and neat because you want to practice controlling your paintbrush. So remember, the reason I make this look so easy is because I used to work for a sign company. I've had lots of practice of holding a brush really steady. So again, I want it all kind of thick. So if I can see through it, that means I might have a little bit too much water. It just may be that color is really dark, and that does happen sometimes. Sometimes it won't cover all the way. So I'm going to go about 3/4 of the way up on this one. We're going to end up doing a lot of overlapping. I'm going to get it on really thick here, though. So I don't want to see, you can't see it because I don't have it in, but you shouldn't be able to see the white through a lot. All right, now, I'm just going to use what's in here. No, I better not. I'm going to take some of this. I'm just going ahead and do it in here. And I may run out. I'm going to add a smidgen, very tiny bit of blue. Okay, don't use a lot. It doesn't take much. Right? When you add a complementary color, you can notice it's kind of turning brownish. Right? The complementary color dulls the color. So if you want to make something darker but want to keep the color, actually using the complement works better than the shade. So now I'm going to take and I'm going to put this over the top, and I'm going to work this in a little bit. Actually, I'm going to bring it all the way down. So I'm going to bring this further. I think I put way too much water in there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see this a little bit better. I'm sorry, you can't see the difference in here very well, but it actually is a little bit darker. Okay, the oranges. So when you see it on here, the difference. I'm going to add a little bit more. Again, you don't want very much. It doesn't take very much. See how it overpowers? So that's why you want to save some of your original color. So I'm going to go ahead. This is about as dark as I want to get it. I'm going to go back in over here. Put in my darker color. And this orange is a different paint. It's not covering very well. And then I'm going to go back and forth this way. Like I said, you can see I'm going down, and which is fine to start out with, but then remember when you blend, you got to go back and forth the other way. Like I said, this is not So I'm going to add, now I'm going to go in straight blue right up here at the top. Just a little, not much. Okay, actually I'm going to add some more into that. So it actually kind of looks purplish on mine. If you're doing yellow and purple, it doesn't turn out very good. And it depends. It really just depends on the different colors that you're using. All right, so now I kind of got it mixed in, but I need to clean it up. So I'm going to get a damp brush again. I'm going to dry it off really good, make sure I'm drying off the handle. So I'm going to go this way. So I'm going to start out with the orange, and I don't have a lot of orange in there, so I'm going to get some fresh orange and go back over. And that may happen sometimes. And then I'm going to go back and forth and work that in. Let up on my pressure a little bit. Kind of working it back and forth. Alright, fun fact, fun Miss B fact. What kind of a student do you think I was in high school? Actually, it was okay. I wasn't a bad student, but I wasn't an A+ student by any means. A, B, every once in a while, an occasional C. I love to have fun. Was voted class clown. I know you'll find that hard to believe. Not no disruptive or rude way, but I always like to have fun, have a good time. I was voted student council president because they made a joke that I would get steak dinners for everybody if I won, which is kind of how the election is now. If you just lie, it works. So again, just kind of working this in carefully. I was also voted most school spirit. I like to go to the ball games. I played basketball and I ran track. I did not play softball because we did not have softball at my high school, at least not fast pitch, when I went to school there. So I ran track instead. So I was a sprinter, a long jumper, and then I played basketball, pretty decent basketball player. I was a guard, pretty good three-point shooter. Wasn't bad. Almost went to school to play basketball, but ended up not. Decided I wanted to focus on my studies. All right, so on this one, you don't want to overpower it. It's hard to see on this video, but it's really a little bit darker orange here, okay? And this is kind of like a purplish. So it's kind of hard to blend. You may have to kind of go back in and work that in a little bit. For some reason, this paint's not blending very well. It must be a different kind of paint. So you may have to go back over it and over it. I really need to get a little bit more orange and work into that and kind of work back and forth. So, complementary. So you should have, when you're done with this part of the boot camp, okay, we've done all the blending. All right, so you got a monochromatic, you got an analogous, and a complementary. And then on the fourth one, I want you to do one more, okay? I want you to blend what other colors you want. You experiment on this one. You experiment and decide what colors you want to blend, all right? And if you want to do another one, you can do that too. And then after we get done with that, we're going to do some texture techniques over the top. All right.